Hello, fellow Cravers. Are you still busy with January and February's game releases still? Yeah, so am I. But it doesn't mean that the game releases stop. So here we are with 6 games to look out for this March.
Don't crap yourself. He likes to kill demon things. That's why I built him that well-functioning arm. To kick demon ass.
Let's go for a walk, little chickie! Get lit! Back it up, Frisco!
I think we should split into 2 groups and cover more ground. Good idea.
Okay, Shakespeare, just remember this. You and I like to exist, so get rid of those demons quick, cause killing them ain't my shit! Go!
What evil lurks? I must destroy.
The classic hack and slash game is back this March as Devil May Cry 5 continues the original story of Dante and Nero, this time with a new mysterious character named V by their sides with the power of 3 demons from previous games at his will. With the 5th installment playing similar to the other titles in the series, it will mainly focus on fast-paced, stylish action that we have grown to love in this series. Devil May Cry 5 will release on the 8th of March on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. New horror games lately have had a bit of a H.P. Lovecraft vibe to them, for example last year's Call of Cthulhu. And so does this new IP from the creators of the current Sherlock Holmes series, Frogwares: The Sinking Ship. With the game having you take control of Charles W. Reed, a private investigator, who is tasked to resist the mass hysteria that has succumbed the citizens of New England and discover the cause of the mysterious flooding that has brought the city to the brink of collapse. The Sinking City washes up on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC on the 21st of March. Look, I really don't feel like much needs to be said about this series, as Dead or Alive has been one of the more polarizing games in the mainstream fighting genre that has been mainly focused on its fan service. But this time, the developers want to focus less on this for the 6th main title in the series, and more on its gameplay. We'll just see how that goes, don't we? With new features that include slow motion moments and visible damage on the fighters during the fight, plus, and I'm surprised by this because I thought this was already in the game, for the first time in the series, a costume customization mode. I know, I thought that was already there. Dead or Alive 6 is also supposed to be more accessible for newcomers, with a new simple combo system in place. Plus, it isn't a new fighting game in the series without new characters. This time we have a Mexican-American street fighter named Diego, and a scientist and select martial artist from Finland with lightning-based attacks named Nico. Dead or Alive 6 is going to come in kicking on March the 1st on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC.
In the closing years of the Sengoku era, Japan was consumed by a perpetual conflict.
What's the matter, Stray? Nothing left to lose? Well, would you look at that? Will you join me, starving wolf?
From Software are known for one of the toughest mainstream game series ever in the form of the Soul series. And in its newest IP, it seems they are not done with making us go through video game hell once again. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is set in a reimagined late 16th century Sengoku period in Japan, where you take control of a shinobi who was left dead after his arm was severed by a leading samurai of the Ashina clan. You wake up to find that your missing arm has now been replaced with a prosthetic by a mysterious bushi who dubs you Shikiro. Now, armed with a katana and a multi-tooled prosthetic, you set out to rescue your lord and, to be honest, mainly to get revenge. This game will easily be compared to Soul series, but the main differences are that there are no role-playing elements such as the character creation, classes or equipment upgrades, as well as having no multiplayer elements. But instead of respawning when you die next to a campfire, you have the option of being revived on the spot under certain conditions. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice comes slicing through the competition on March the 22nd on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC. It's time to be active again, agents, as we head to the US Capitol in The Division 2. This time set 7 months after the events of the first game, you enter Washington DC, who is in the middle of a civil war between survivors and villainous bands of marauders. With Massive Entertainment evaluating the feedback from the first game, they are planning to include more game content at launch and an improved endgame compared to its predecessor. Also, once the game is released, 3 episodes of free downloadable content, which will add new story content and gameplay modes, are set to be released. The Division 2 is set to take over the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC on the 15th of March.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't be afraid. I'll miss you.
Lee. His name was Lee.
I can't imagine what that must have been like. People leave, they die, there's less of us all around. It's hard to survive too long these days without being a bit troubled.
We gonna do it? We're doing it.
end of a great series of interactive stories, as Skybound gets set to finish off the Walking Dead video game at the end of March. Now, most of us was fearing that this game would never meet any closure when the news broke out of the shutdown of Telltale Games last September, but thankfully for Skybound, they pick up the slack and they are finishing this story off for us. Now, I'm not saying much of where we are in the final season due to spoilers, but just because this is an end of an era, this game is very high in my releases for this month. So, the question is simple: how will this all end? Well, we finally find out on March the 26th on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch and PC. So, there you have it, that's 6 games we recommend for March. Some sequels, an expected hellish game, and of course one that is an end of an era. But do you think we missed any games to look out for? If so, please tell us in the comments below. And why not, while you're here, click that subscribe button to keep up to date with what we do here at Crave Your Games. Right, now it's time to get back to finishing Kingdom Hearts 3, I think.